Hello, everyone. Welcome, welcome. We're going to give folks a few more minutes so they can join in on the Zoom. Thank you all for being in attendance today. One more minute and then we're going to start. Okay, I'm going to get us started. Welcome, everyone. Welcome, welcome. This is the Southern California Entrepreneurship Week brought to you by NorthSTAR. My name is Kiana. Apologies for my voice. I have lost it. The Southern California Entrepreneurship Week is a week-long series of dynamic events aimed at fostering a culture of innovation, collaboration, and business growth. Our primary goal is to reach a diverse audience throughout Southern California and connect them with the tools and networks necessary to embark on their entrepreneurial journey. So throughout this week, we're going to take you through some webinars, and we really want to show you what the journey is when you're starting a business, from exploration to ideation, to launching, to incubation, and lastly, to funding. And as I mentioned earlier, the Southern California Entrepreneurship Week is brought to you by NorthSTAR. NorthSTAR was funded through a collaboration, and they work hand in hand with a network of community partners and existing organizations in Orange County that provide vital services and support to individuals and communities in need. Through this, they have created a comprehensive network for aspiring entrepreneurs, and they've dubbed this their entrepreneurial ecosystem. So at the end of the webinar, I will drop you links to the NorthSTAR website. I will drop you a link to the NorthSTAR ecosystem website, and I will also go over some of the other events that we are having here for Entrepreneurship Week. But as of now, I will turn it over to Joe, who is going to be hosting us today. He's going to be giving a presentation on how to assemble your A team. So I will turn it over to you, Joe.
Thanks, Kiana. Hi, everybody. My name is Joe Padilla. I am the advisor navigator with RevHub Orange County. We are a ecosystem for startup social enterprises. So, our big role is to work with entrepreneurs that are looking to make a difference. And I'm excited to talk to you all about the importance of social capital. A lot of time when people are starting up a business, they think about capital, about funds. But this is a piece that often goes overlooked. So I want to make sure this is on your radar as you start thinking about launching your businesses. Let me share my screen. So a little bit about me is, like I mentioned, I'm an advisor navigator. My big role is to steward and recruit advisors for our ventures. And when I first started, I didn't understand the importance of the advisors in the role of the ventures. One thing I learned that what you don't know, could hurt you or cost you lots of money. So then what I do is I bring in a team of expertise that help our ventures, guide them and give them the information they need to get closer to launching their business. I've also launched my own men's clothing company called Roman Clothing. Unfortunately, COVID said, just kidding, no, you didn't. But I had to walk through this trek myself, and looking back, I realized how I leveraged my social capital through my journey. So I'm excited to talk to you about that, and let's build your support system. So like I mentioned, the goal of this is to help you wherever you're at. And this isn't industry specific. So this isn't, you have to be wanting to develop the latest technology. So whether you're developing um, a laser that cuts diamonds, whether you are wanting to start your own taco truck, social capital plays such a big part in that success. By finding the right people that aren't only going to help you launch your business, but they're going to support you through that process. It can get really lonely and it can get really hard. And it's important to position people in your life that are going to help you get to the finish line. So I want to share with you some very wise words. Great things in business are never done by one person, they're done by a team. And um, for me personally, when I was looking at my clothing company, I felt like I had to do it all. I felt like I had to know it all. A lot of times, entrepreneurs feel that they need to specialize in what they want to do. And I knew nothing about um, design. I knew nothing about, clothing fit, but I asked the right people. I had a friend of mine who loved design, help me design my logos and help me design my patterns for my shirts and my sweatshirts. I had another friend who loved technology and they built my website. And what was great was seeing them as excited as I am. And, they didn't look at it as they were doing me a favor or they were doing free work because I mean I didn't charge them, but they really just wanted to be part of it because they believed in what I was doing. So this is the importance of social capital is finding people that believe in what you do. It can help you get a little bit further. Because if I had to do my own website or design my own stuff on like on Adobe, it would probably not look as good as it looks right now. So just really keep that in mind. So social capital, Joe, you keep saying that what is social capital? It's a network of relationships and acquaintances that a person develops in their life. So look at social capital are the people, the acquaintances that are able to leverage, that you're able to leverage their expertise, their time and their talent. Um, and it's really easy to be like, well, I don't know any CEOs, I don't know any um, marketing people. Who is this? Talk to the people in your life. You know, like I mentioned, for my company, I had friends who were my photographers, friends that were my models, friends who were developed my website. Um, and I remember that I met with an advisor before, again, COVID happened. I was supposed to be at the Orange County Fairgrounds, and they were asking me who did I hire to do all of my stuff. And I was like, my friends, I gave them direction. I really executed my vision. I read up on marketing and how to leverage social media. And they're like, your stuff looks like it's professionally done. And it was like, cool, we tricked you. It was all in house by a bunch of friends in my apartment. But the people were really able to advance my company forward that I wouldn't have been able to do on my own. So this is why it's important to really do an audit of who's in your life, who's your support system, and what can they do to really move the needle. So like I mentioned, it's the people that are just in your everyday life, staff members, colleagues, neighbors, bosses, friends, people you meet at friends and family. Um, you know, when you think about your social capital, that's really just looking at the people. What we're going to talk about in a little bit is how to filter for the right people, because those are two different things. So right now, just kind of really think about as we go throughout this um, webinar is what are you trying to do with your company? What are the gaps? And who in your life could possibly help support that? That's it's just the idea stage. Who in your world may be able to fill that space for right now. They may not be the best marketer, but they can tinker on Canva. They may not be the best photographer, but they know how to edit pretty well. So start thinking about who are these people that could just help you get the ball rolling. So I'm gonna give you all two examples of leveraging social capital, and you let me know which one you feel is an accurate depiction of that. So if you can put it in the chat box, uh, which one you feel is correct. Example A, while applying for a job, you notice a friend that works at the company and you give them a call to see if they can put in a good word for you. Is that leveraging your social capital? Example B, the day of a job interview, you realize your car has a flat tire. You're already late, so you ask your sister if she can drop you off, and you'll Uber back. So again, option A is you're calling your friend that works at the company, letting them know that you're applying for the job and they can put a good word. And example B, you're late for your interview and ask your sister for a ride. So in the chat box, I want you to either write example A, example B, neither or both. So I'll give everybody about another minute. I know I didn't offer these other options earlier, but option A, option B, neither or both. And the correct answer is indeed, it's both. It's leveraging both. Let's talk about this real quick. Example A, that was the obvious one, right? If you feel like you're gaining an advantage, you're gaining, the stacks are now in your favor by, asking for a friend. Of course, you're leveraging your social capital. You might get a job because somebody you know. But B, it's just invaluable. You won't be able to get to the interview. But a lot of times we want to discredit these people because they're doing us a favor. They're our family. They're supposed to. They're not always that's the case. The sister could have said no. She could have wanted to charge you. There's many things that could have happened, but these are two people that supported you in you accomplishing your goal of getting a job. So really let that digest about social capital is who are the people in your life and what can they do to really move you forward. And what's funny is the person that did my website and my data tracking, they actually got a job because of the fact that they did this for me. And they're now managing a small startup social media and managing the backend software. And when she called me to tell me that she got this job because of Bromint, my mind was blown. I was like, because I felt guilty that I was just, having her do stuff for me. She's like, no, Joe, I learned how to put together queues for software for a sales channel, and now that's what I'm doing for this other company. So you never know what they may get out of your support as well. So for the sake of kind of getting a little more granular, we're really going to talk about two roles in social capital. And these are people that are going to make a big difference in your journey. One, we're going to talk about who in your life is a motivator. And this is somebody who's going to be your support system. Because Eddie and every entrepreneur will tell you this path can get very lonely. It can get very stressful. You deal with imposter syndrome. You deal with do you have what it takes? How are you going to get the money? A lot of times you're either working or you're learning that, at the same time. It gets really, really hard. And giving up almost seems like the right answer every single day. So we're going to look at how do you identify people in your life that are going to be motivators for you, that when those times get tough, they're able to tell you, I got you, keep going, it's going to be okay. People that are going to be your support system. They may not add to your journey. They may not know how to code, but they know how to make you feel encouraged enough to keep trying one more day. So that's what we're going to look to identify. And the next is a mentor. Like we talked about earlier, is what you don't know can cost you a lot of time and a lot of money. Having to backtrack. In launching my clothing company, as I was doing my research, one thing that I found was that people often go broke in the prototype phase because they feel that they don't budget for whatever you have to order a sample 10 times because they keep getting it wrong. You know, so was lucky enough to budget accordingly because that did happen where I would keep ordering stuff and the logo was off or it didn't feel right. Um, so find a mentor who's in this industry or in the role you're looking to obtain. You know, they may not be in the same industry, but they're a CEO or they're in marketing, and they have a skill that you're gonna need for your business. This will help you um, find someone to give you insightful feedback. Now, you can find a unicorn where these two people are the same person, but often they're going to be separate. And the reason why is that they're going to be offering um, kind of separate support and separate channels of support. And you know, sometimes it doesn't always feel good, but you know, the mentor's job is to move you forward. So we're going to dive into what is it a motivator. And as I go over these traits, I want you to start thinking about in your life right now who fits this role. You know, um, and a lot of times we go straight to the obvious. Oh, my parents, my siblings. That may not be true after we kind of go over what the motivator's role truly is. So let's jump right into that. So who? It's often close friends and family because there's a level of trust. These are people that you want to know you. These are people that know your intentions. You know that when you speak to them, that you know they're coming from a good place. Belief. They may not understand what or why you're doing it, but they believe in you. So, you know, really let that sink in. You may be wanting to create gum that changes colors when you chew it. And in your head, you just see this being revolutionary. You feel like as I chew this gum, it's going to turn colored and it's going to be great. Your motivator doesn't need to feel that's the greatest contraption in the world. They just need to believe in you. They need to believe in what you want to do and believe that you could do it. You know, so this person doesn't have to be completely sold in because it's not their dream. You know, this is your dream. But find someone in your life that will cheer you on. Say, I don't understand why you want to do this, but if you want to do it, I have your back, and it's gonna be great, and I'm here for you. So that's why belief is very important. That who you find believes in you. Trust. So a lot of times people are excited and want to share everything. They want to tell the world what they're going to do. You need to be careful about who you allow to influence you. And not everybody gets access to your dreams. So this is somebody that you need to trust that when you're going to be at your vulnerable, they're going to still be there for you. This isn't the I told you so person. This isn't the person that is just going to give you advice and not really listen. That's not this role. I'm not saying those people shouldn't be in your life, but when you say I want this person to be my motivator, I need to trust them that when I call them saying I'm going to give up, I've wasted money, this was a dumb idea, they're not going to be like, yeah, it was a dumb idea, you are wasting money, versus no, this is your dream. Let's figure out what's going on. What can we do to make you keep going? You know, um, when I was launching my company, you don't know how many people would tell me like men's clothing isn't there's no market for it, you know, or guys don't spend money on expensive clothes. And it really took me back a couple times where I doubted myself because I let the wrong people motivate me. You know, I let the wrong people um, influence me. And the thing is that it wasn't malicious. It wasn't intentional. It's just they just didn't need access to my dreams. That's all it was. So when you look at people in your life, think about who do you trust this your dream with, because there are times where it is going to get really fragile and you're going to second guess yourself. Who are you able to expose, that to? Communicate. Let them know the role that they play. Let them know that this is what you're going to be going to them for. For me, this was my sister. Um, she men's clothing company clothing was like the furthest thing from her thought process. She could care less. Um, but every time I talked to her, she made me feel like I was. You're gonna see me at Macy's the following weekend. She made me feel like this was exciting, this was great, and I told her how much I appreciated that, and I wanted her to help me keep me excited. Because I had my moments where I don't know if things weren't selling. I had my moments where um I questioned my design. I had my moments where I thought that maybe this was just a pipe dream. But every time I talked to her about this, she's like, "No, it's gonna happen. Just keep going. Just keep going." And again, she bought a bunch of my hoodies, you know, just to support me, and that's what it is. And she knew how much she meant to me and how much I valued her in my process. And that's the role she played. And here's the biggest one: reach out. Do not go through this by yourself. And I've learned that the hard way. I'm the oldest, so I've always been used to blaze the trail by myself. And like we talked about that quote earlier, stuff isn't done that way. You know, I could have tried to figure out how to do the website, like I said, on my own. And in fact, I did. And it was not very nice. It was not cool. I did not have any cool pop-ups or banners or had it color coded a certain way or had a video playing in the background. I leveraged the people that I needed help with. So as far as your motivator, they are your case of emergency person. Leverage them, talk to them. Um, when you are on the verge of giving up, call them. Um, what you could also do is, it's funny. I had a little trick with my sister is that I had a hard time vocalizing my frustration. Like I would often get in my head, so I would send her the word pineapple. And whenever I would do that, she knows that was my SOS. I I need I need to help talk this out. And then she would call me and be like, "How's it going? What's going on?" Without me having to vocalize it, because she knew that if I had to explain it, I'm just gonna get in my head even more. Um, so build that support system. Find the people in your life that, as you want to launch your business, that they're gonna support you. You know that they're gonna believe in you. You know that you can trust them with your dream. That you feel safe communicating with them, and that you'll reach out to them, because let's just say that you only need them one day, but that one day could have been a big difference if you keep going or not. So find your motivator, let them know who they are. And if right now you're like, "Joe, I don't know if I really have anybody," that's fine. Let's find somebody in your life that will be that. But it really just takes you really figuring out who that person may be. So what I want to do is, I'm going to put you guys in a room together, and I want you guys to just one introduce yourselves, and share with somebody in your life who you feel may be a motivator. Share with them who they are and why. And I want you to pay attention to see, what did everybody's motivators have in common. Maybe is it everybody's parent? Is it nobody's parent? And everybody's best friend? You know, um, so we're gonna put you guys in those rooms again. We'll open for a quick 5 minutes, but talk to each other and say, I think my best friend might be a motivator because they've been here through this, and that, and then just see whatever it comes up with at the end. So we're gonna put you guys in groups, and we'll see you back in 5 minutes. All right, welcome back. could I get anybody to share kind of maybe what they heard, what might have been an aha moment for them, and in talking to other folks? Were there any key takeaways that anybody kind of like, hey, this was really cool to figure out?
I just heard of a new name. I read a lot of. My name is Kiran, by the way. Sorry, Joe. I'm part of the RevHub team. Um, I'm part of the new RevHub cohort that started this January or
Oh,
February.
awesome.
Yeah, I work with Jennifer and Juan.
Hmm.
Yeah. So I just heard of the name Ed Milet. I like to read a lot of self-help books and psychoanalysis kind of thing for keeping me positive all the time. And I love reading Joe Dispenza, Wayne Dyer, Bob Proctor, and the likes. And this new name that I heard, I want to explore. So that's a nice thing for me.
Awesome. Thanks for sharing. Um, oh, good.
I think I just my name is Amir. Um, so we just discussed who motivates us the most, and kind of like that moment that I realized that it's not just a person. We can also do um like self-development, like reading books, listening to podcasts. Um, it should not be like someone that we talk always, but we also can to talk to ourselves and then learn from these podcasts and books to kind of like self-motivate ourselves by just like thinking and brainstorming all this stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you should personal development is, kind of a constant thing as an entrepreneur. So thank you for sharing that. So we're going to talk about the role of a mentor, and I know Kieran, since you're going through a program, you have a mentor that's going to support you through the 6 months. Um, and I kind of want to go over what the role of the mentor is, because a lot of times people feel that the mentor, they get them confused with the motivator. So when you're looking for a mentor, the role of the mentor isn't to make you feel good, but help you accomplish your goals. So this is why earlier I said sometimes they're the same person, or sometimes, most likely they're different, is because this is a person that's gonna poke holes, and that's a good thing, because you want them to poke holes in your plan now rather than it flush out and the holes come out later on. So, when looking for a mentor, this isn't somebody who is going to spare your feelings, but rather tell you the hard truth. Um, in the startup world, we have something called like the ugly baby effect, where when somebody has a newborn, nobody will ever tell them, your baby's kind of ugly. It's not a thing. It's almost the same. Oh, it's so cute, and and so on and so forth. Um, Same thing with startups. A lot of times, people from the family would tell them, "Oh, that's a great idea. That's a great idea," but nobody really quite said, "Okay, well, let's really talk about this. How's it going to work? How are you going to position yourself in the market? Um, what are your end goals with this?" So just know, as you're looking for your mentor, as you're going to position somebody in your life, this isn't your feel good person, and that's okay. um Organic, some people naturally fit into this role. So you may have a boss or a colleague who's been in the field for a while. Those are often organic relationships, to form that mentoring dynamic. um but a lot of times that's not the case, and you have to network, and you have to go to networking events, and you have to engage on LinkedIn and pursue people that you want to get to know. Like I mentioned, my job is to recruit advisors and mentors for our startups, because they're looking for industry experts. They're looking for people that have ran companies before to help them pave the way. So if you don't have those organic relationships, like a boss or a colleague, then um, these events that we're going to be having through NorthSTAR, um, attend. And I know that it's easier sometimes to just try to figure it out on your own. But the mentoring role is so important to the success of any startup, and networking is almost the biggest key to that. Similar to motivators, you really want to know who you're giving access to, as far as your dreams and your vision, um, because sometimes people just don't understand. So, like I talked about, we do social enterprises, and a social enterprise is a for-profit company that has impact. Um, so these are companies that have heart, that want to do good, but also want to scale and have a business. So, for me, I need to make sure that I bring on mentors that will respect that. Because a lot of times people are like, in the business world, very cutthroat. You do what you got to do, and you just move forward to get to the end. That's not what we're doing here at RevHub. So, as I recruit and as I do pitch sessions with advisors, it's important for me to let them know that as a mentor, your job is to support, to guide, and to give feedback and help them accomplish their goals, not the goal that you think you want them to have. So, as you think about who the mentor in your life, you know, are they really meeting these things where they're willing to hurt your feelings, but do it in a constructive way that they're trying to just help you move forward. Um, it is someone within your network. It is somebody that in your day-to-day life. And also the big thing is with the mentor, you need to make sure they know what information you're looking for before you ask them. So what's the opinion versus fact? So for an example, asking the mentor, do you like my logo? They may say I love it, it's the great best thing on earth, but you never do market research and it doesn't translate. That's an opinion. Or the other way can go where they're like, I think your logo makes no sense, I don't understand it. And then you do your market research and everybody fully gets what you're trying to do. So know what information you're wanting to ask. So you should be looking for a fact. Are there permits I have to get? Um, is there certain licensing that I need? What software do you recommend for accounting? But if it's an opinion, understand that, take it as that. So when I was launching my company, I had so many people giving me the opinion that I should sell on Amazon. Like sell on Amazon, your sales is convenient, like and I just didn't settle right. But it was like everybody I was talking to was telling me go on Amazon, that's the way to go. Um, then a friend of mine who developed his own company, I asked him the same question, and he asked me, and this was almost like 10, 9 years ago, but it just blew me away. He asked me, what is the brand of your company? What is it you want people to know about it? And then he said, did Amazon align with that? And I just sit back and he asked me, why do you shop on Amazon? What do you look for? And I'm like, the cheapest thing. And he says, do you want your clothes to be based, people make a decision based on that is the cheapest thing? And no. So that's why I chose to do the website and had to have my friend build out SKUs and do all this extra work because I didn't align with my brand. So when it comes to facts, gather all of them and take them as law. When it comes to opinions, even from your mentors, take it as that because they're not living it, they're not breathing it, they're just going by the information you give them. So as you start thinking about who in your life could help shape your business, shape you as an entrepreneur, shape you moving forward, think about these things. Think about who do you have that will tell you the honest truth? Who do you have in your life that you already recognize as an expert or someone you respect? And if you don't have that, who do you want and start looking on LinkedIn and make the connections and send out the emails and ask to meet up for coffee. Um, this person that you choose, you need to be able to trust them with your dream because they're going to influence you. As a mentor, you are telling them, influence me to help me move forward. So you have to vet them yourself. And then again, opinion versus fact. If they give you these facts about industry requirements, you take them and that's of course part of the big thing of having your mentor is to get the information that you don't have. But at the same time, you know, this is your vision. And know that if it's an opinion, it's okay if you don't take it. You know what's best for your company, um, and be okay with that and settle into that. So we're gonna do another kind of breakout session where we're gonna give you guys 5 minutes to meet with one another and with your group, share about a mentor either you previously or currently have, and how or why did they become a mentor, and what value did they add? Did you ask them to be your mentor? Did it just kind of organically happen? And what made them? What did they do that made you feel like I want to follow, you know, your instruction and your lead? Um, so we're gonna put you guys in breakout groups, 5 minutes, just chit chat, and then we'll come back to we'll share out again. All right, we're all back. Does anybody want to share about, again, another aha moment or something that surprised you or any key takeaways when talking about mentors in your life?
I think I can go
Oh,
first.
thanks, Amir.
Yeah, so I've had two mentors throughout my study, and they had like different approaches in mentoring. One of them was more of letting me do my work, just being like a motivator,
Hmm.
and the other one was more of like a mentor who asks a lot of questions to make me think more and put me in a right direction to get to the answer. So I think mentors have different approaches in mentoring. So I think having different mentors can help a lot.
Absolutely. Do you feel like you benefited from both types of mentors?
Yes, yes.
That's
Um,
awesome.
both experiences they were different, but that's kind of like diversified my experience and achievements too.
That's awesome. Great. Thank you so much for sharing.
Yeah.
Um, Anybody else?
Well, I think one of my break room mates was talking about, I don't remember exactly who was, but was talking about having a mentor that taught him techniques or tactics about talking to potential customers and the
Mm,
sales part of it, which made me think about, I definitely don't have someone helping me with that. So I may have to look out for someone that can help me with that part.
exactly. And thank you for sharing, Karen. That's the whole thing about this is the social capital is what are the gaps and you know who could you find that would help support you in kind of overachieving those gaps.
Yeah.
Awesome, thank you. So just to recap, you know, kind of what we talked about today, is we talked about social capital and leveraging the people in your life um, that can help you. And it's not always professional. It can be, like I said, your sister taking you to a job interview, but identifying people that could help you move forward in whatever capacity that means for you. We talked about really finding motivators in your life, people that will cheer you on to be that support system that may not help you figure out how to run your business, but they can be in your corner and make you feel that you could run your business and that you have somebody that you can vent to and talk to and remind you why you're doing what you're doing. And then also looking for a mentor, people that would be able to add to you, people that would be able to provide, um, you a skill set or information that you may not have had before. And this could require, like I mentioned, going out and being a little bit more assertive and messaging people on LinkedIn, sending those intro emails, going to a networking event and passing out your cards and collecting business cards. But either way, your social capital can be one of the major things that's going to help you launch your business further than you can even imagine. I also want to talk to you about NorthSTAR. So NorthSTAR is a collaborative of companies that are looking to foster entrepreneurship in Orange County. So like I mentioned, for RevHub, we only really work with social enterprises, but that doesn't mean we don't want to help all entrepreneurs. So I want to show you. So this is the website, northstaroc.com. This is what it looks like. I recommend when you have time jumping on this website. It's northstaroc.com, and it kind of goes over starting your journey, ideas, more about us. That we have a no wrong door approach. That we feel that whatever you need, we want to be able to provide that for you. NorthStar the collaborative. So this just kind of goes over who we are, but go to resources for entrepreneurs, explore our ecosystem, and this will take you to the landing page with all of our resources. This goes, try it again. So like I mentioned, we're collaborative. So there's Cal State Fullerton, 10C, Cielo. They all offer all of these programs. So this would be a great way for you guys to jump on to figure out what else can I benefit from. So for example, if you're looking for one-on-one support, you can sign up through them. If you are looking to go through a module from impact to idea to impact, Cal State Fullerton. If you want to go through a workshop series, you can join Cielo. Ignite Impact, that's our ideation programming, our social innovation incubator that Kieran's a part of. This is information's on here. So start playing around on this and figure out what is it that you need and who or where or what could you get that information from. We also have organizations. If you want to jump on to see like Yellow, what do they do? You can come on to here and see all the organizations that are within our network and what can they help you do. So 10C Score, the Cambodian family, they offer resources as well. Southland Integrated Services. So jump on, see what information you need, and Kiana put the link in the chat. Explore, find out what you need, and then connect. That's my biggest advice to you is just see what the gaps are and see who can provide you with information on how to fill those gaps. With that, I want to end with a quote that really changed my outlook on networking. And it is, your network is your net worth. Your network, because you never know who in your life will be able to connect you with a funder. You don't know who in your life would be able to expedite a permit that you need. You don't know who you don't know that can provide information that you just don't think you have right now. So build your network. And if you don't know where to start, go on northstaroc.com and start there and start getting plugged in. I want to thank you all for spending the morning with me. This is my email address. So if ever you want to connect, if ever you feel like, Joe, I really need support in this area, but I don't know where to go, let me know. Here at RevHub and with NorthSTAR, we just really want to help folks that are wanting to make their dreams come true. And I would love to be part of that journey for all of you. So I'm going to open it up if anybody has any questions. If not, I want to thank you all for spending time with me today.
Thank you, Joe. I think I have some questions that I may want to get back to you. I don't know if you're going to be at RevHub any time at all. So if I
Yeah, I'll be there. I think on Thursday you guys have the marketing module.
right,
I'll be there.
okay.
Yeah, we can chat then.
Last week I couldn't make it because I had a family situation. So this
Oh, no
Thursday
worries.
I'll be there tomorrow as well because I'm going to talk to Brian. So I'd love to talk with you
Oh
once.
yeah, I'll be there tomorrow.
Okay. Oh, awesome. Okay.
Cool.
Awesome.
All right,
See
see
you
you then.
tomorrow. Thank you.
All right.
Thank you guys for the webinar.
Thank you. Reach out anytime.
Thanks.
Thank you, Joe.
Thank you, everybody. Enjoy the rest
Thank
of
you,
your day.
Joe.
Of course,
That's
reach
all.
out anytime.